Hello guys, welcome to Inside Electronics. So in today's episode, let's take a look at a 200 volts, 20 amp, 150 watts adjustable electronic DC load from AliExpress. So this thing costs around 2000 rupees including free shipping. And this video is going to be a two-part video. In the first part, I will be giving you an overview of this unit, the specifications, the overview, what are the features for this thing, all of those things. And in the second part, I will show you how you can use this in your lab or in your workbench for your daily uses. Otherwise, the video is going to be too long. So, when you order this thing from China, this thing comes in a cardboard box and inside it will look like this, a plastic package. So let's open this and see what comes inside. So when you buy this thing, this comes as a kit that contains the tester and some accessories. So let's take out the tester. So this right here is the DC load. This will not come pre-attached. I have attached this for our use. It comes with the adapter. This adapter is required to power up this thing. In fact, you can power this thing with any adapter. It is not like you have to use the specific adapter itself. You can use any adapter within I think 4 to 20 volts. This thing even supports micro USB. I will show you all of these things, but first let's take a look at the adapter. It is a 9 volt 1 amp adapter, as you can see, and it uses the DC barrel jack connector. And inside the box you will also get a USB test lead, with 2 alligator clips attached to it, which will be required to test some USB things. Now let's take a look at and it also comes with these alligator clips that you have to attach by yourself. So this is what you get when you buy it online. So now let's take a look at the DC load itself, and I will give you a physical overview of what are all these connectors, what are all these switches, and what are the other features for these things. And then in the second part I will explain how to use this one. So let's begin by taking a look at the back side. So this is the back side of it. Let me adjust the focus, and I think everything is printed this way, so we can keep it this way. So as I said, this is the input power for the whole thing. This is not where you connect the thing to be tested. This is the power supply for this one. So this is where you will connect the adapter here. So also in parallel you can see a micro USB port for powering up this thing. So you can use either the micro USB or this one for powering the whole unit. Don't use both of them at the same time. Use either one of it at one time. So it says it supports up to 6 to 12 volts, but the thing is that this being 5 volt power supply, this can actually work with anything above 5 volts, even 5 volts also. So right now I'll be powering it using a micro USB here. I'll be connecting it to here, and as you can see, the whole thing powers up. So you can use a micro USB connector, like any mobile charger will be fine for this one. And moving forward, there's a fan jack over here, the fan jack that controls the fan. And if you notice, you can see this is a 3 terminal fan. So the fan speed varies depending on the power dissipation, the heat dissipation. So for lower power application, the fan will run just in a low speed, and when the current is increased, the heat dissipation will increase, and thereby this fan will run with a higher speed. And the heatsink itself is really good. The fan will only start if the current being drawn is more than 500 milliamps. Also, if the temperature exceeds 45 degrees Celsius. In either of these cases, the fan will start spinning. And the heatsink itself is pretty nice. The fan is really silent also. This is actually a ripoff of Cooler Master, I'll say. Made in China, no brand, just cooler itself. But this is not that loud. This is actually much silent. And if I'm spinning it, you can see In fact, I will show you when it is in operation in the second part. So this is a DC jack, this is a fan jack where you connect the fan. Moving forward, this is where the load MOSFET is, and you can actually attach a separate heatsink on this area. That is why they have given this option here. You can, if you want, you can attach a separate heatsink over here. And moving forward, here are some text. I think it's yeah, this way. So here are some text, and you can see it says quick charge trigger in here. So this USB port is actually used to trigger the quick charge enabled devices. But when I was testing this thing, I was not able to trigger this USB quick charge function, which I'm not sure whether it's because of something wrong that I did. But anyway, this USB is used for triggering. This can use to trigger the quick charge functionality of those chargers. Sorry for the background buzzer beep. It's some people have kept some other things for testing. I'm in my office environment right now, and you can see on the side we have this one, and this is where you connect your USB to alligator clip converter also. We can use that USB port for testing other things as well. So that is that. And moving forward, we can see two ports mentioned as V in. So this is the actual port where you connect your things that you want to test. If you have a battery like a 12-volt battery or 6-volt battery or something, you can attach the wires over here. You can see this is actually a pretty solid connection over here, and the pad is also very large. The area is very large, so it can handle that current. Right now I have just attached this one because I was using it for testing an 18650 battery. And near to that you can see another DC jack here. So this DC jack can be used for testing any other adapters. Like for example, if you are powering this one using a micro USB, like when this is on, you can use this point to test adapters like this one that comes with the DC barrel jack. So just connect your adapter in here, plug this to the AC load, AC mains, and then adjust the things here so that you can test your adapter. So that is that one. And also, if you're connecting something here, you can use this port on the other side. So if you notice here, you can see it says here DC and here out. So if you connect something here, you can take out the power from here also. Basically these two are in parallel, so it doesn't matter where you're connecting it, on this side or this side, you can test the adapters. So what they are trying to say is that you can connect your adapter in here, like see DC input here, and then connect your device that uses this adapter over here, so that you can say this adapter is connected to a toy or something, or a device or a charger, say a charger. Okay, so you connect your load, your device, assume this is a device. So the wire from the device, you must connect the wire from this device to here. That way you can adjust the settings in this one, and you can test the charger while being used by this device. That is the idea behind giving two DC jacks, one being input and one being output, and it does not matter whether you are connecting it here or here because both are in parallel. Moving forward, you will get, after the DC jack, you will get three different USB ports. You can see a mini USB jack over here for testing adapters that uses a mini USB jack, a micro USB for testing mobile phone adapters, and also a USB Type-C for testing the USB Type-C adapters and things like that. So this thing can support USB power delivery. This thing can be used to test USB devices that supports USB power delivery also. Moving forward, on this side you can see there is nothing, just a display. I will go through the display afterwards. So on this side you will get a multifunction switch. So this switch can be used as to trigger different functions of this one. It can be used for data and resetting other functions and all those things. As you can see, it is moving through all the settings right now, which I will explain after this. Moving forward, these are the main adjustments. This is a fine adjustment. You can see it says it's resetting. Okay, it's a fine adjustment. You can adjust. If you notice here, you can see it says 0 to 2 amps. Let me just reset this one. One moment, please. Okay, so that function is now reset. So this can be used. This knob can be used. If you notice, you can see it says 0 to 2 amps. So this can be used for testing things that are only up to 2 amps. So if I connect it here, I can use this one for testing it anything between 0 to 2 amps. That way. As you can see, I can adjust. The fan is now spinning. And anything above 1 amps, it is shutting down because that adapter is not designed for that. But you got the point. This is used to adjust the value between 0 to 2 amps, and this is the coarse adjustment. Using this one, you can adjust it between 0 and 20 amps, and in between you can adjust using this one. Like if you want to adjust between plus and minus 2 amps of range, you can use this one in conjunction with this one. So that are the main two knobs. And the buzzer, as you have just heard last time, this will beep. There are some options that we can set in this one, like a high temperature, high current, high power, high wattage, low voltage, low current. All those things can be set in using this one. So if any of those criteria is met, this will show a visual indication, visual warning, as you have just seen already, and the buzzer will also sound. So that is the function of that. And this is a CTL, that is, this is actually a trigger, what to say, it's like a kind of interrupt, I'll say. There is no special function or any, I'm using this system here. So in the description it says as protection controlling signal out. Just that. I think like this is actually kind of a trigger function, or a, what to say, like an interrupt function which can be used in parallel with another hardware or software sync. Like when something is happening, it may give an interrupt which I was not able to test. And moving forward on this side, this is the output, like as we just saw. If you're connecting something here, you can take out the output over here, and that's it on the sides. There are no other buttons or anything over here. And this is the bottom side, and you can connect an external fan jack over here also if you want. So that is the overview of the sides and other things. Okay, now let's move on to what is in the display side. So let me just adjust the camera. So what is this thing? Okay, I'll use this micro USB here. So when you connect it initially, I'll connect it now. You can see it says welcome, and this is the screen you get when you first turn it on. This will remember the last screen you set actually. So this is now moving on to settings, which I will show all of things in the next video. What are them? So this is usually what happens when you initially turn it on, brand new out of the box. So everything will be in Chinese. So just press this mode button once, and you can see this says voltage, current, capacity, energy in watt hour, capacity in amp hour, the time it took for all these things. So if you press again, the same screen but with a larger voltage and current reading, watt hour, this is the power consumption, watt hour, and the temperature. This thing has a temperature sensor which I'm not able to find where it is. This will show the temperature over here, the amp hour, the time. If you press the screen once again, same thing but different orientation. It shows 0 to 999. This, what they're saying is that this can actually measure the internal resistance of the connected equipment. So this is that. If you press again, this is the backlight setting. So you can adjust the backlight setting. This, after this much of time, the backlight will turn off automatically. Sorry, the thing actually came back. So this is the over voltage warning. Above this voltage, it will show the beep. It will beep and it will show as warning on the screen. Let's move on. This is the under voltage, like if you're testing a battery and if you want to set a lower voltage, that is that. Over current, anything above this one, it will give a warning. Over power, so the total power in watt, anything above that, it will show a warning, and goes back to the main screen. So that is the items in the screen, and this button has multiple functions also, which I will explain in the next part of this video. Let me show you how, if you want, you can actually remove this fan also. This can be removed because it's just attached using these clips over here, these 4 clips, and all you need to do is you just press this one, you just press this thing, and this will come apart, and you can simply pull this thing out. And as I said, the fan is actually replaceable. If you feel like during the higher current, if the fan speed is lower and this is actually getting much hot, you can actually replace the fan. And to replace the fan, all you need to do is just push it here on this side, so that the whole assembly will come out simply like that. So this right here, guys, is the view without the fan. So let me just focus onto that. So you can see the components over here, you can see the value over here, and the second one also, I think, if I adjust the lighting properly. And this right here is our main, this right here is a main load thing, which is of course soldered, and if I try to pull it from here, it can damage it, so I'm not going to do it. And they have used, this is actually machined aluminum piece over here, and you can see it's actually a quite nice made. It's actually machined aluminum with a lot of heat fins, and they have used generous amount of thermal compound. And now you can replace the fan unit. So now let me just put it back, and to put it back, all you need to do is just lock on this one side, make sure the wires is not underneath, and press it hard so that this thing can be locked like that. So now the whole thing is back in together. Let me just put these wires underneath like that. So that is how, if you want to take out the fan, you can do it. Since it is not possible to say in the video about all the specifications like voltage accuracy, current accuracy and everything in the video, I will now put a screenshot here in the screen so that you can actually see all those things in action. And also, when you're buying this thing, inside the box there used to be a Chinese instruction manual, and right now it is missing, so I'm not able to find it anywhere here. And also, if you try to download the instruction manual online, that is also will be in Chinese. So in the video description, I shall put a link where you can actually find the English data sheet, but it will be in a JPEG, like in a picture format. Okay, so yep, let's move on. So that is the overview for this DC load. I hope I covered all the points that is required for an overview in this video. So in the next part, I'll be showing you how you can use these buttons, what are the different functions for this button, how you can set everything, how you can reset everything, and I will show you how to test something also.